Hi everybody, it's the Intuitive Healer, and today I'll be doing a reading for the sign of Libra. All right, so let's go ahead and tune your energy, Libra. Alright, so those of you stopping by for the very first time, welcome to my channel. And for those of you already part of the Intuitive Healer Tarot family, well, welcome back, my lovelies. Alright, so just make sure today that you watch until the end of the video. There's a lot of information and some juicy nuggets that I think that you would find rather interesting. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when my new videos do come up. All right, you guys, so we have the Tiferet, and this is heart and beauty. We also have the Judgment card here, and Libras. Tiferet is that energy that is really the force that allows, you know, most emanations to coexist in a beautiful harmony. So, you know, Tiferet is bringing in the heart space, bringing in the love, bringing in the joy, bringing in all that harmonious relationship. I say good juicy nuggets for you to bite into. And so we also have our Judgment card. And, you know, the Judgment card is a really interesting card because right now, you know, this is allowing you to bury what has been dead in your life and, you know, give yourself the opportunity to be open to receive love and relationships. But I also sense that there's a strong force that's kind of trying to pull you back into some old behaviors. And so right now at the forefront, there's some basic desires and fears that are coming into play. And I think that you're causing a lot of judgment around yourself. And that's, you know, causing you to reevaluate your life in a lot of different unusual ways. All right, so let's see what our cards have in store for us today. All right, Ascended Masters, Angels, and Guides, those that have crossed over, Record Keepers. Guide me to the highest and best messages for the sign of Libra. All right. So I think, you know, with this, we judge ourselves in, you know, spaces that really don't allow us to recognize, you know, the beauty within us. Sometimes we get too overcritical of ourselves and we don't give ourselves that opportunity to explore why we're feeling that way or why we're sensing something. But, you know, this Tiferet card here is bringing in a lot of heart space stuff and maybe bringing in some love and some security to your life by way of relationships. And I think because of that, you know, there is this energy that's allowing you to kind of begin to explore the possibilities of what life could really, you know, have in store for you versus what you've been dealing with in the past. The energy now is asking you to keep your commitment. So if you've, you know, made a schedule and you've got some work related things that you really need to work on, it's time for you to start keeping those commitments. Also, any partnerships that you're having, friendship or love partnerships, it's asking you to keep your commitments because this card Tiferet is allowing you to be in that heart space of having some major true commitment, solid and stable situations and relationships. And that's all across the board. That's friends, family, you know, loved ones, acquaintances, all of that. So, you know, there is this higher understanding here that's allowing you to, you know, change the tracks of your life right now. So maybe in the past you know, dealt with certain things and now you are not in acceptance of those things. And so now you're starting to reevaluate what really is, you know, in your best interest. Now, it's time for you to go into a lot of meditation at this time, because you're really kind of seeking those hidden treasures within. I think a lot of this has to do with you strengthening your gifts at this time. So if you are artistic, maybe take an art class. If you are musically inclined, take a music class. Or if you know, want vocal lessons, do something like that where you're strengthening your gifts, because they're showing me that, you know, there is this ability to really stride towards something really, really good. Here we have be true to yourself. So, you know, in all of your interactions right now, it is in the highest and best for you to be true to yourself, you know, what you like and what you don't like, and what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. And I think because of that, there's some value here that is being shown to you in a really beautiful way. Now, it's asking you to go with the flow. You know, as soon as you decide to change the plan of what the universe has, that means that you're not going with the flow. So there is this energy surrounding you that says, go with the flow. Whatever's happening right now is working out for you. So continue on that path. It's really, you know, expressing to me that you have the ability to do something different. You have the ability to have something different, and you're kind of planning and paving the way for your life at this time so that you have the ability to change your direction. And I think that a lot of you out there are going to be doing career changes, and I think things are evolving, and there's this anxiety around change that you don't really like, because a lot of Libras like that stability. You guys want balance. You want the stable ground for you to land on. And so I'm saying it's coming, but you got to exercise some patience towards yourself. Now, it is very imminent that right now at this time you go within, you raise your vibration, you start doing things positive that are in your favor, and get out of this nonsense of being caught up in the world. Because Libra, you know what, that's not going to create any balance for you. You know, a lot of you think very unconventionally. And, you know, it is time right now, if you want these beautiful things that Tiferet is bringing in, it's time for you to face your shadows. It's time for you to face your darkness and see really what that looks like, and how you can be freer and have a lot more avenues to, you know, persevere. You know, and it's also calling for you to face your adversities. So whatever the case may be there, you know, really dive into that and seek out what you need to. Now, this is a time where you can let go of the past, because Tiferet is bringing in these new foundations for you to not create judgment around them, but create understanding around them. And, you know, if you're in a place where you've been letting things go and things aren't serving you, and you are coming into a truer alignment with yourself, it is time for you to grieve your losses. So very, very paramount energy. And, you know, accept that the past had some disappointments, and accept those disappointments gracefully, knowing that they were lessons that showed you how to love yourself more, or how to love someone else more. So, like I said, there's a lot of positivity here. And, you know, in regards to your mental state, it's time for you to rejuvenate, to take a break, you know, to have some real downtime to figure things out for yourself. And I think that, you know, this is the time where you get that wake-up call, that all the things that have come into this point are actually for you. So whatever resistance you're creating around that, you know, I say force creates resistance. So take the wake-up call and understand that you're forcing something, and that when you let go and you stop resisting that, things will come into play in such a beautiful way. All right. If some of you guys have had some excessive addictions towards either codependency or, you know, substances, it's time for you to get straight with that. It's time for you to come clean. You very well could be dealing with behaviors from your addictions that are still causing havoc in your life. And I think that it's time that you reevaluate and understand that, you know, the reason why you've been going through these things is because, you know, you have to learn how to do things in moderation. And so no excessive on anything at this time, because that excessiveness is just going to bring in more of that type of energy. So be really careful, Libras. This is a time for you to really reevaluate, because you're reassessing your life on so many different levels. I think that the universe is bringing in the stars for you, but you just have to grab them or understand that they're meant for you. And I think that that becomes really hard when we're so critical and judging ourselves all the time. Now it's time for you to start making a plan as to what that looks like for you. What does happiness look like for you, and how can you create that for yourself? Because that's really what's going on here. You know, Tiferet is asking you not to judge yourself, but to accept love from the heart. And, you know, that love has to come from you first. It's time for you to start reaching for the stars. You have potential to do a lot more in your life if you see yourself in that direction. Okay? And, you know, you got to reach for the stars. Sometimes we got to go into the unknown and understand that we have valuable gifts that we're pulling back or holding back from the world, and we've got to seek those things out, even if they don't seem, you know, stable as other people see them. Time for you to bust out of your cocoon and start being your true self, and start loving yourself in a lot of different ways. Time to tune out the distractions and get to the point. Get to the point of the matter. What is in my best interest, and how can I pave the way for this new, reinvented, beautiful life? You know, because you kind of have to ask yourself that. What's happening in my life that's, you know, causing me to feel so distracted or feel uneasy at this time? Time to reevaluate your priorities. What is it that you really want in this life, and how can you attain those things? Are you sitting with blocks and, you know, you continue to make those blocks in your life? Or, you know, are you ready for a different, challenging life where, you know, you can think things through and really, really understand what it is that you really, really want at this time, so that those things can come in and you can be clear about that. Now, you know, this is a time where you can start looking forward towards the future. And, you know, a lot of Libras say, I just need to be in the present moment. Well, sometimes you can look forward towards better, and that can help you, you know, build on some solid ground, and that way you can identify what it is that you really need to conjure up and figure out in your life. So I love that Tiferet card. It is of the heart space, and what's funny about this card here is it looks like the heart has been broken. And, you know, I think sometimes we break our own hearts, and we don't know that we're doing that until the damage has already been done. So like I said, you're reevaluating a lot of things in your life right now, and you're creating a lot of judgment, you know, towards yourself. And I'm going to say, like, you got to be nicer to yourself. You can't be, you know, hurting yourself like that all the time, Libra. You can't judge yourself that hard. It really doesn't serve you well. Claim your art. So whatever your artistic abilities are, you need to let them shine through. You know, one of the things that I do tell my clients when I'm doing a reading is that there is this beauty in you that you need to find. And if you are, you know, really good at a certain hobby, maybe that hobby could spell success and help you, you know, financially. But you got to take those chances, and you got to take those risks, because you don't want to, I say, you don't want to pass from this life and regret that you didn't do something. So it is time for you to start reflecting on your truth and understand who you are as an individual, and what it is that your, you know, gifts can help out you know, in humanity. And it is time for you to start making those necessary sacrifices in order for your plan to follow through, right? All right. So, you know, one of the biggest things is being less critical on yourself and, you know, really taking a different direction. And I think at this time that it's important that you start focusing on success in your life. Maybe that's something that you didn't, you know, think about before, but now you're really becoming a clear channel and things are starting to make a lot more sense to you. All right, let me pull one more card here. I think right now, you know, for you, it is best that you start finding avenues to find a little bit more happiness, because it's time for you to start living life to the fullest. I think that in your past, you know, you did a lot of things, you accepted a lot of things that maybe you shouldn't have. And now there's, you know, an opportunity for you to come into a place where you don't have to accept certain things, and you can verbalize your truth, and you can be that person that you've always dreamed of. Now let's get ourselves here into the Lover's Oracle and see what we have in store for love in the sign of Libra. All right, our first card is My Beloved. So those of you in a present situation, you're probably already matched up to your beloved. But, you know, there's a lot of work to be done. So even if you're matched up with your beloved, there's, you know, things that need to be said. There's things that need to be done. There's a lot of work that comes with being with that sacred partner. And it says, though we may be physically apart, spiritually, we're always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So there is no lack thereof in your life, Libra. What you're seeing as lack is in yourself. So understand that. And, you know, like I said, you're in a transitionary period of time because you're trying to let go of the judgments that have been binding you. And that's where Tiferet comes in and opens up the heart space and brings in that love and light and beauty back into your life where it didn't exist before. And so there is this positivity surrounding you at this time that says, you know what, I deserve to have love. I deserve to have, you know, maybe financial freedom is something that you're wanting. I deserve to have this prosperity because I've worked really hard to get to this place. Now, if you're in a place where you're holding more truth to your ego, you got to reevaluate your ego too, because we are going into a place of unity consciousness, and, you know, this is a time for you to start transforming. For those of you not in a current situation, it says your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So that person coming in is going to transform you in ways that maybe you didn't think would. For those of you in a current partnership, male, female, cross watcher, who's ever tuning in, there's some passion to be had here. A magnetic and seductive quality surround you at present. Enjoy it. So like I said, Libra, this is a time where you can, you know, start to see the value of your life. And I think that it's been a long time coming. And look at this, we've got soulmate card coming up. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. So those of you not in a current partnership, well, your beloved's about to walk in the door. Those of you that just met somebody, well, here they are. And those of you that are in a long-term situation or a situation where you've been in a relationship for quite some time, you know, they are your soulmate. So try to believe that to be true, even though, you know, they might bug you. All right, you guys, manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So like I said, there's a lot of positivity to be had here. And I think that, you know, here's a message for you. It says, I'm thinking of you at this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So, you know, having a lot of love coming in your direction, Libra, so that you can feel that heart space of another, you know, because it says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. And so I think that some of you Libras are in a partnership where there needs to be a little bit of room. And whatever that looks like for you or them, you know, we got to create this happy, harmonious state of mind so that, you know, those positive things can come in and we can drop the judgments. Let's get into some Kuan Yin cards here. Ascended Masters, Angels, and Guides. There we go. We got Diza. Rather than relying on plans and predictions, trust in my spontaneous outpouring of grace that responds to your needs. The best assistance is always provided for you at the perfect time and in the perfect way. So again, reiterating that Tiferet is bringing in this joyous amount of love because you deserve to be loved, my lovely Libras. But you have got to have some courage around this. Comparison will steal your joy and distract you from your purpose. Be content with your uniqueness, beauty, and value. There is a place in the world meant solely for you. Commit to your own journey. So, you know, just taking that stance and knowing that you can be courageous. Now, if you guys are in a place where you're comparing one person for the other, you need to stop doing that. That comparison is blocking a lot of joy from your life as well, Libra. So be clear about that. There is a way. I know what needs to take place for your fulfillment. You may not always recognize why things need to happen as they do. Be reassured that my activity in your life is purposeful and kind. I think I'm going to pull one more Kuan Yin here. All right, dwelling place. Where does your mind most often dwell? Upon my grace or upon a problem? Choose me as the dwelling place, for your mind and your soul shall find rest within the temple of my heart. And I think that this has everything to do with this beloved. You know, that's home, Libra. All right. So recognize that for what it is and stop being judgmental and critical if you're in that, you know, state of mind. So for those of you that like this video, give it a like, share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell so you'll be notified when my new videos do come up. And as always, I am here to support your highest best, so call on me, but know that you have the ability to have free will, so choose wisely. Also, check out some of my sound healings and collaborations. Also, you know, tune into that drawing because I'm going to be giving away smudge sticks and essential oils and crystals and things to up your vibration. All right, Libra, I love you guys so much. Take care. Namaste.